Is there?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Jai Ho, all glory to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glory to Sri Prabhupada. This is we're starting the class now, no? 8:50, 5:50 Indian time.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padlalita Suchakantam Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Chalaka Chakshuru Militamina Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Pashyate Deshatarne Namam Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatme Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Namane Namam Vishnupadaya Acharya Simarupine Srimad Bhakti Pragyana Keshavati Namane Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namane Sri Vashavanavi Devi Daitaya Kripapte Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhurya Ujjwala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida Sri Gaura Karuna Shakri Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Sri Murte Dhiratarine Rupanuga Viruddha Papa Siddhanta Tvanta Harine Vanchakalpataru Vesa Kripa Sindhu Vevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. हे कृष्ण करुणा नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतिशे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये जयतां सुरतो पंगोर मम मंदमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पदाम्बोजो शिशि राधा मदन मोहन दिव्यात् वृंदारण्य कल्पद्रुमद श्रीमद् रत्नांगर सिंहासनस्थो शिशि राधा शिल गोविंद देव पृष्ठालि सेव्यमानो स्मरामि श्रीमन् रासरसारं विवंसि वत ततस्थित कर्षण वेणु स्वनैर गोपी गोपीनाथ श्री सुना वृंदाय तुलसी देवाय प्रियाय केशवस्चा कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्त रूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्ति शक्तिकं जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण anybody everybody can listen to me, hear me? No response. What's going on there?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Everybody is hearing me?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam
Narayanam
Namaskritya
Namaskritya
Naranchaiva
Naranchaiva
Narottamam
Narottamam
Devim
Devim
Saraswatim
Saraswatim
Vyasam
Vyasam
Tato Jayam
Tato Jayam
Udirayet.
Udire.
Let's read the translation. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the personality of Godhead Narayan, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Shinvatam Swakatak
Shingvata Shakata
Punya Vata Krishna
Punya Krishna
Punya Shravana
Punya
Punya Shramana
Kirtana
Kirtan
Kirtana
Ridhi Anta
Riddhyanta
Tohi
Stohi
Abhadrani
Abhadrani
Vidunoti
Vidunoti
Suhrit Satam.
Suhrat Satam.
Sri Krishna, the personality of God, it was the Paramatma, super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his message, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Third verse, Nashta Prayeshu
Nashtaprayeshu
Nashtu
Abhadreshu
Abhadreshu
Nityam
Nityam
Bhagavata
Bhagavata
Sevaya
Sevaya
Bhagavati
Bhagavati
Uttama Shloke
Uttama Shloke
Bhakti
Bhaktir Bhavati
Bhaktir Bhavati
Naistiki.
Naishtaki.
By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome, the heart is almost completely destroyed. Loving service unto the personality of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto. Diti vows to kill King Indra. Please repeat after me. Sharat. Repeat after me. You have the book. You have the book with you.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sharat
Sharat Padmotsavam
Padmo Padmo Tasvam
Swamam Savam
Savam
Vaktram Vaktram
Vatram
Vachascha
Vachas
Vachascha
Shravanamritam
Shravana Ritam
Pratam
Hridayam
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 Shura
Shura
Darabham
Dharabham
Strinam
Strinam
Ko
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 Veda
Veda
Chestitam.
Cheshtitam.
Puja, you read the translation if you have the book there.
I'll do, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
A woman's face is as attractive and beautiful as a blossoming lotus flower during autumns. Here, her words are very sweet and they give pleasure to the ear. But if we study a woman's heart, we can understand it to be extremely sharp, like the blade of a razor. In these circumstances, who could uh, understand the dealing of a woman?
Purport. Who will read the purport? Rupini,
Yes, Prabhuji. So it's a long
please read.
purport. You want me to read the whole thing?
You read at least one paragraph.
Okay. Prabhuji, I read in a slow pace. So,
Okay, no problem.
woman is now depicted very well from the materialistic point of view by Kashyap Muni. Women are generally known as the fair sex, and especially in youth. At the age of 16 or 17, women are very attractive to men. Therefore, woman's face is compared to a blooming flower, the lotus flower in autumn. Just as a lotus is extremely beautiful in autumn, a woman at the threshold of youthful beauty is extremely attractive. In Sanskrit, a woman's voice is called Nari Swara because women generally sing and their singing is very attractive. At the present moment, cinema artists, especially female singers, are especially welcome. Especially female singers are especially welcome. Some of them earn fabulous amounts of money simply by singing. Therefore, as taught by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, a woman singing is dangerous because it can make a sannyasi fall a victim to the woman. Sannyasa means giving up the company of a woman. But if a sannyasi hears the voice of a woman and sees her beautiful face, he certainly becomes attracted and is sure to fall down. There has been many examples. Even the great sages Vishwamitra fell a victim to Menaka. Therefore, a person desiring to advance in spiritual consciousness must be especially careful not to see a woman's face or hear a woman's voice. To see a woman's face and appreciate its beauty, or to hear a woman's voice and appreciate her singing, is very nice in a subtle fall down for a brahmachari or sannyasi. Thus, the description of a woman's features by Kashyap Muni is very instructive. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, Pooja, you can read the next paragraph.
Yeah, Prabhuji. When a woman's bodily features are attractive, when her face is beautiful, and when her voice is sweet, she is naturally a trap for a man. The Satsara advise that when
Shastras.
sorry, yeah, the Shastra advise that when such a woman comes to serve a man, she should be considered to be like a dark well covered by grass. In the fields, there are many such wells, and a man who does not know about them drops through the grass and fall down. Thus, there are many such instructions. Since the attraction of the material world is based on the attraction for women, Kashyap Muni thought under the circumstances, who can understand the heart of a woman? Chanakya Pandit has also advised Vishwaso Naivya
Kartavya
Kartavya
Trishu
Strishu Raja Kaleshu Cha. There are two persons one should not trust, a politician and a woman. These, of course, are authoritatives, shastric injections, and injections, and we should therefore be very careful in our dealing with women.
Okay. Who is the next speaker? Sham Rasika or Alek? Are you there? Haribol. Okay, I will read that. Alek Prabhu, you read the next paragraph.
Prabhuji, I don't have the book.
Okay, don't worry then. I'll read it.
Sorry.
Sometimes our Krishna conscious movement is criticized for mingling men and women. But Krishna consciousness is meant for anyone, whether one is a man or a woman, does not matter. Lord Krishna personally says, Triyo Vaishyas Tata Sudras Tepi Janti Param Gatim. Therefore, one is a woman, Shudra or a Vaishya, not to speak of being a Brahmana or a Kshatriya. Everyone is fit to return home back to Godhead, if he strictly follows the instruction of the spiritual master in Shastra. We therefore request all the members of the Krishna conscious movement, both men and women, not to be attracted by the bodily features, but only to be attracted by Krishna, then everything will be all right. Otherwise, there will be danger. Now, in this connection, I selected one verse from the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, in which it's called the opulence of the absolute. And there are qualities of a woman are described, which is Krishna himself. It is text number 34, if you have Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10. Mrityu sarva haraschaham udbhavascha bhavishyatam. Kirti srir vakcha nari nam smritir meda dhriti kshama. I am the all-devouring death, and I am the generator of all things yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortune, speech, memory, intelligence, faithfulness, and patience. Purport of this verse is quite interesting. Not much there, but the second paragraph is the 6 opulences listed are considered to be feminine. If a woman possesses all of them or some of them, also become glorious. Sanskrit is a perfect language and is therefore very glorious. After studying, if he can remember the subject matter, he is gifted with a good memory, smriti. One does not read many books as different subject matters. The ability to remember a few and quote them when necessary is also another opulence. So this is a commentary by Prabhupada. Now let me hear what commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says. I'm reading this because there are different perspectives of how to understand woman. 1034.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, which one did you read from Bhagavad Gita? 10?
Yes, Bhagavad Gita. 1034. 1034.
Okay. Yeah, I was noting down. Okay.
Okay. Now we will read Vishwanath Chakravarti's commentary. I have all the 3 commentaries. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and other acharyas of the Gaudiya Sampradaya and Palati Vidyabhushan. So 34, let us read that. Translation. I am all devouring death and of the 6 progressive transformations experienced by all living beings. I am birth. Among women, I am fame, beauty, fine speech, memory, intelligence, forbearance, and forgiveness. Purport by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. For those who are dying at every moment, I am Sarva Hara, death, which takes away all memories. Srimad Bhagvatam states, Mrityur Atyanta Vishmritihi, a complete forgetfulness is death. The word Bhavishyatam means that of the good, that of the future transformations of the living entities. I am birth, the first of woman. I am the 3 qualities of fame, kirti, beauty, sri, and the cultured speech, vak, as well as the 4 qualities of memory, smriti, intelligence, meda, forbearance, dhriti, and forgiveness, kshama. The word cha indicates that the wives of dharma, such as Murti, are also him. Now, in a further purport, by sadhus, here are Sri Bhagavan says that among women he is kirti, fame, sri, beauty or fortune, vaks, fine speech, smriti, memory, meda, intelligence, dhriti, fortitude or patience, and kshama, forgiveness. This can be understood in 2 ways. The qualities that are found in women, such as fame, beauty, woman's speech, memory, sharp intelligence, fortitude, and forgiveness, are indeed me, Krishna. The qualities of fame, beauty, sweet speech, memory, subtle thinking, and forgiveness that are found in the Sita Devi, Uma, Rukmini, Draupadi, and specifically in the Brajagopis are all opulence of Sri Krishna. And the second note is, among the 24 daughters of Prajapati Daksha, Kirti, Meda, Dhriti, Smriti, and Kshama are ideal women in all respects. Kirti, Meda, Dhriti are married to Dharma. Smriti was married to Angira, and Kshama to the great sage Pulaha. Shri, the daughter of the great sage Bhrigu, was born from the womb of Khyati, the daughter of Daksha. Shri Vishnu accepted her as his wife. Vak is the daughter of Brahma, according to their respective names, these 7 women are the presiding deities of the 7 qualities mentioned above. They have been included among the most blessed women. Therefore, Sri Krishna says that they are his opulence. Now let us hear what Baladev Vidyabhushan has to say on this particular thing. 10, 34. Okay. Translation. Among death, I am that which takes away all memory. Among all the transformation of the body which takes place, I am the first one, that is called birth. Among women, I am Kirti, Sri, Vak, Smriti, Meda, Dhriti, and Kshama. Commentary. Among the myriads of deaths happening at every moment, I am that type of death which takes away all memory. Among the transformation of the living entities which will take place, I am the birth, first transformation, the birth, Udbhavaha. Among women, the 7 listed here are starting with Kirti, are my vibhutis. They are deities. Just by possessing a reflection of their qualities, men become praiseworthy. Kirti means fame because of good qualities like religiosity. Sri means wealth in the areas of dharma, artha, and kama. 339, 340. It is also means effulgence of the body. Vak means cultured language, which can express anything. Smriti is the power of remembering things which have been experienced. Meda is the power of understanding the meaning of many scriptures. Dhriti is the power to extinguish agitation when it appears. Shama is the power to remain with unchanging heart on receiving either joy or sorrow. So there you can see one according to the purport of this verse, Kashyapa Muni is talking about woman's nature from a material point of view. We can also see that the effect of such qualities are present very strongly in the modern society because women are not trained up. If they are religious, they are somewhat trained, like maybe the Amish or some other part of the world, the Muslims, something they are trained. But mostly they are used as objects of exploitation. Basically, that's what generally everything happens all over the world. Even in India also, these qualities are coming very strongly due to the influence of Kali. A woman, the way they dress themselves, and it's shown everywhere in the movies, videos, this, that, anything you take, anything but being a chaste woman. It's more or less like a public property. But women take pride in all these things to exhibit their material beauty. But this material beauty will not take too far. As long as you're young, you may be beautiful. But when you get old, what will happen? So actually, women are most famous on most of anything when they have spiritual qualities. And these spiritual qualities are expressed by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. That's why it said, I am Kirti, Sri, Vak, Smriti, Meda, Dhriti, and Kshama. Kshama means the power to remain with unchanging heart on receiving either joy or sorrow. And Smriti means the power of remembering things which have been experienced. Meda is the power of understanding the meaning of many scriptures. Dhriti is the power to extinguish agitation when it appears. So these are the 6 qualities a woman has to develop. And these are called feminine, and it is all vibhutis or qualities which Krishna says, I am this quality. I mean, there's the example by previous Acharya says about Draupadi, Sita Devi, Uma, Rukmini, and specifically the Brajagopis are all opulence of Sri Krishna. After all, Krishna left Vrindavan, he went to Mathura, he went to Dwaraka, he's promised them, I'm coming back very soon. But it never happened. And then he went to Dwaraka and he married 16,000 wives. And he never came to Braj. Every time his brother would tell, Balaram would tell, yes, tell them I'm coming. I'm just, like nowadays, I'm so busy with my things. So Krishna also was transcendently was wondering how to face the gopis. I promised them I would come and I'm not able to go there because they are suffering such sense of separation from Krishna. Actually, it is not suffering in the material sense. It is actually a joy. This suffering, separation feeling doesn't come to anybody and everybody. You have to be so much in love with somebody that you have to remember him in separation. That can happen only to pure devotees, like the Braja Gopis and Rukmini and Sita Devi. After all, Sita Devi was so many years in Lanka. How did she pass her time? Uma, Rukmini, Draupadi. Oh my goodness. None of the husbands could protect her. And Draupadi was thinking of Krishna, and Krishna came and protected her chastity. So these are the qualities one has to see, and that has to be developed in a woman. The training has to be given from childhood so that she will keep her mind of the man whom she's married. At one stage, she will get married. Mind will always be attracted to such qualities of a woman. But if the women are not trained, for every drop of the hat, they just divorce, then that is not considered love. In the Rupa Goswami, he says, there may be many reasons to break a relationship, but it doesn't break. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he said, but that then means that such a relationship is made out of love. I mean, gopis had all the reason to give up Krishna, but their relation could not break. Draupadi had all the reason to give up her husbands also, but it didn't happen. Sita Devi could have rejected Ram. All of them had many reasons. Radharani has so many reasons to reject Krishna. And there's a famous verse in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. She's telling, I know you are a debauch. I know you are a liar. I know you are a cheater. But in any case, you are my irreplaceable object of love and service. So because this is all based on love, actual understanding of relationship, this is what Vedic culture is all about. And in the Vedic culture, we have examples of these great personalities who appeared, whose qualities have been recorded by great sages like Sukadeva Goswami and other acharyas. And we are getting hints what it means to be a devotee, what it means to be attractive. And what is woman means, according to Vedic understanding, means Prakriti. And what is male means? Purusha. Purusha is the enjoyer and Prakriti is the enjoyed. Not like nowadays, we are all equal. Woman is equal to a man. All these crazy definitions they have. If you think you are equal to somebody, how can you serve that person? Oh, he can take care of himself. Or he can wash the pots, or he can cook himself. He can serve himself. Nowadays, modern women do. I have kept the prasadam there or food there on the table. You serve yourself. I'm going out somewhere. I mean, my grandmother and even in India, we heard they would not eat unless their husband comes home. And sometimes for some reason, he comes very late. They are sitting outside the home door and reading Ramayana or Mahabharata, waiting. When is the husband coming? When is the husband coming? And finally, the husband will show up at 1 o'clock or something. These are emergency days. Not every day it happens. Therefore, the wife immediately gets up, receives the husband, makes sure prasadam is ready, and after he takes, she takes. Unlike nowadays, Prabhu, I'm hungry, I have to take prasadam, something. My fire is going crazy, this and that. So many material reasons. There is no love at all. It is thinking about oneself as an enjoyer. Even though you are enjoyed, you are thinking as an enjoyer. Therefore, Krishna is the Ekala Ishvara Krishna. Arasabhabritya. Krishna is the only Purusha. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. He's only Purusha, the enjoyer. Everybody, including all the Vishnu Tattvas, what to speak of women and men, gopis and Rukmini, or and all these great devotees, they are all being enjoyed by Krishna. So why should Sita sit in Sri Lanka? Because Ram will experience unlimited separation from her. And then he will come as a hero to Lanka and finish off Ravana, along with the help of his devotees like Hanuman. So how do you enact this drama? If like Sita is always with Ram, then there's no such question of feeling of separation. Therefore, we have to hear scriptures, not all the mundane news of the neighbors where people have divorced so many times and they have left their husbands, they have left their wives, they're having children. This is from this guy, that from that guy. So many, not even husbands, they're all men, they're having live-in companion and they produce kids everywhere. What will happen to the mind of the son or the daughter with the child they are producing? They think this is normal to marry and divorce and marry and divorce and keep on producing kids. This is called Varna Shankara. So these are not the qualities of a feminine qualities. This is so much, forgiveness. After all, a man is a man. He sometimes acts very rudely. But she is the one who forgives him. She is fame, beauty, fine speech, memory, intelligence, forbearance, and forgiveness. This is what India is holding still together. This is what is holding. Because the scriptures are full of these qualities of women. And some of them, even out of the way, they were very exceptional warriors also. Like Kunti, I mean, she had to give up the first son, Karna, and she was really, really affected by it. Whole life she is thinking, how is my son doing, wherever. And finally she realizes this is Karna, is my own son. But then she has to bear with it. She could not reveal even to Karna that you are my son, that all these brothers are, 5 brothers are your brothers. She could have told him and stopped the war. But when finally it was told by Krishna, she asked Krishna to tell. Krishna told, and then Kunti also tells. But he was already so attached to Duryodhan, he could not stop being in the side of Duryodhan. So male are all enjoyers. Male in the spiritual language, Vedic language, means Purusha, the enjoyer. And feminine means enjoyed. When a wife sees the husband heartfully eats the food she's cooked and she's serving, and she's wearing nice dress, wow, you're looking so beautiful. He's all inspired to go out and work and collect the money to continue his relationship with women. And the house is all clean. I remember when we were small kids, we were coming from school, and my mother was all, very middle class family, very simple dress, not like modern dresses. But she had a beautiful Mallipu garland on her head. In South India, they used to put garlands on the head. And then the whole house was smelling. So we were, as kids, we would go behind her, my mother, and keep on smelling the flowers she has. Because there were no deodorant, no special fragrance in the house, only flower garlands. Because they created such an atmosphere. When we came back, my father all came, we all felt comfortable at home. This is not like walking around in mini skirts or, nowadays all sort of funny dresses they have. Torn dresses, sometimes they even show signs of daridram, wretchedness, by wearing torn jeans. And you see that very common in America and Australia, everywhere. People wear torn clothes and they think that's wonderful. These are all signs of daridram. And what happens when you have afflicted to this, your life becomes a struggle. Once life becomes struggle, he has to work very hard to maintain sense gratification. But sense gratification is automatically achieved by all these good qualities of feminine qualities in a woman. Therefore, Kashyapa Muni gives a heavy description about woman in his purport here. But the point is, this may be qualities, but if you have to deal with our own wives or people who have taken up Krishna consciousness, we have to see from the other angle also. We have to see their qualities of serving, their attachment to Krishna, and making sure the deity is served nicely. Some of them are very good pujaris, and I've seen it myself when I first went to Germany. Oh my goodness, some of these Matajis were making such garlands. I was thinking, wow. They take the petals and fold it and make a small garland. With our Radha Madan Mohan in Germany was little bit, a few centimeters bigger than our deities here, Radharaman. And the dress was exquisite. And the Mangalarti sweets were exquisite. Sandesh. I mean, you cannot believe this Sandesh and the burfi what they make. Just to look at it, it's all, you're already satisfied. What to speak of tasting it? And as soon as you taste, and they inject strawberry syrup in that, or blueberry syrup. And the sandesh you eat, and suddenly a whole pile of blueberry syrup rushes into your mouth. And who can think of such things? These are, Western Matajis, making garlands, making sure the dress is ready, this is ready, everything is ready, all arranged. The pujari comes and tick, 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 he worships the Lord, addresses the Lord. But the support team is all generally women. But in Vedic temples in India, there is no woman in the support team, only men. The men are cooks, at least in India. All the big time cookers and all the deity cook, everything men. Women are not allowed in the kitchen because too much close interaction of men and women is not accepted so much because it is not favorable. And I've seen it myself. There was once a program in Mayapur. Prabhupada was sitting and there was this, our Swarup Damodar Maharaj brought this Manipur dancers. They were highly qualified ladies, all doctors and PhDs, who knows what, but they are fond of doing these Manipur dances, with beautiful dress, Krishna and Radharani and the gopis. Fantastic dancing. And Prabhupada was sitting there and he was saying, Prabhupada made a comment, this definitely is not for brahmacharis. And I remember after the dancing was done, the sannyasi, who was actually a GBC of Australia, by the way, and he was approaching this woman and appreciating her and looking at her face and talking so. And I was thinking, boy, he must be quite transcendental to talk like this. And afterwards, Prabhupada left and he was continuing his talking. And then after a month or so, the sannyasi fell down. He gave up his GBC, his sannyas body, everything. He got married to somebody. Finished. See, this is what exactly it says. And there was another sannyasi, American boy, very young sannyasi. He was in Bombay. We were going to many life members' house. We had programs. And there was this one very wealthy, I think Srinath, Nathji or somebody else house. The beautiful wife, nice pujari, nice children, fantastic prasadam. And this sannyasi was also part of the program. And afterwards, we never heard of him. Nobody knows where he is now. Because he got desires. Cooked by nice prasadam. So nice, tasty food is not good for a sannyasi. And then you're appreciating the woman, oh, Mataji, you may say Mataji, Gitaji and all these things, but desires are creeping into your head. Therefore, sannyasis who have come for begging, they don't enter the house. They stand at the door and beg, and whatever you give, they take. And what is Sukadev Goswami said, he will not even wait till the milking of the cow is finished. He'll immediately leave that place. If you give milk, it's good, otherwise he will leave. He'll go to the next house. This is the standard for sannyasis, renounce order. Because if you go too close into the house with a woman, it's a lot of happiness is there, certain happiness in pious families, and a brahmachari will be bewildered. He will not be able to maintain his brahmachari life. He will soon have to think, oh, why I'm missing out so much in the living in the temple, in the brahmachari life, which is quite austere. He suddenly gets, okay, I can also be happy like them, and I can also serve Krishna in my house. This and that, desires will creep in, and that's the end of the story for him. I mean, he can be a good householder. Sometimes it's possible. It's possible. But the point is, woman is the main criteria for a man. He gets attracted by the sweet voice, sweet speech, and this will bewilder the man. Therefore, one has to see these qualities as Krishna himself. Our Baladev Vidyabhushan says these are vibhutis. So if somebody has good qualities, we should see that person is empowered. Like we have seen in Prabhupada. He was the best cook. He cooked for so many marriages. And he was the best kirtan personality. I'm hearing his bhajans every day, even now. Sometimes I hear the same bhajan again and again 1,000 times. And then his lectures and his morning walks is full of enlightenment. And himself, he was transcendently very handsome. Every angle of his vision, if you see Prabhupada, anytime, even a picture of Prabhupada, is quite amazing. Because these qualities come into any devotee because they are acting as feminine, prakriti, that their service are enjoyed by Krishna. When you offer your service to Krishna and the Krishna enjoys, then all these qualities will appear in one's person. So we as spirit souls, we are feminine by nature, meant to be enjoyed by Krishna. And that is the standard of looking at opposite sex. Even in the material world, in Vedic culture, this is done. But nowadays, it's all not done. They go to party, they drink and dance, and then you don't expect good qualities like this come. Then they go into a room and have sex life, and who knows how. They avoid the pregnancy by taking contraception, this and that, pills and all these things. And I saw one video by an American lady. He said the woman got liberated because previously America was also a strict Christian country, was only for sex life for children only. But when the pills came, this lady said, we were all liberated. We never had to worry about pregnancy. They thought it was liberation. Because they don't have to serve, but they can enjoy the sex. This happened. This was an American girl was talking like that. But we are seeing that. Prabhupada says, Krishna consciousness, however, provides first-class training for man and woman. A man should be trained to be a first-class devotee of Lord Krishna, and a woman should be trained to be a very chaste follower of her husband. This will make the lives of both of them happy. So happiness means, you go to this motivation therapy and this lecture and that, but actually this is what is happiness, especially between husband and wife, man and woman. There's no question of having girlfriends and boyfriends. Nowadays, WhatsApp coming, people are sending messages, who knows what all they're writing. How can they be happy? If you are attracted to somebody, soon one should get them married, not delay the process. Otherwise, this will go on a different platform. One should avoid that. That's why in Vedic culture, very young girl, before she attains puberty, already her mind is attached to a man by engagement. And then she knows one day I will serve this man. She will be my husband. Not external consideration. He's handsome, he has a job, he's working in America, has $1 million house. This is not the consideration. Consideration is how to assist the husband in Krishna's service. And only a devotee woman who has all these wonderful qualities which Krishna manifests. And the man will be indebted to such a wife. Serving so sweetly, and his service to Krishna is going on very nicely. He's happy, she's happy, Krishna is happy, everybody is happy. So if there are any questions or comments, please ask. Anybody has questions, comments? Partha, what are your comments? Alek?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. All glories to Sri Prabhupada. Such a nice class reflecting on the duties and also how the Maya affects even a sannyasi, leave alone Brahmachari, and that our duty to Krishna is at the level of a Prakriti enjoyed. So when we are serving Krishna, we should also be in the donning or rather imbibe those female qualities and serve Krishna as Prakriti, as with the female nature. So that is our constitutional position. Actually, though by bodily one may be male, one may be female, but constitutionally all the all the jiva tattvas are prakriti. So nicely you explained, Prabhu. And then I like that that sannyasi is also the Maya is so strong. There's fall down of sannyasis also. It's nice to reflect. And another point I forgot, immediately not coming to my mind. It was very nice class, Prabhu. Thank you for your kind association and purifying association. Hare Krishna.
Jai Ho.
Thank
You're
you.
doing fine health-wise?
As Krishna with the Vaishnava mercy, with your mercy, Prabhu, is going on. There will be Janma Mrityu Jaravadi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. As long as Krishna is merciful, I think he will keep devotees in that frame, so that reflection comes, because without reflection, no purification.
Yes. Yes.
Then and once and we are Baddha Jeeves, so unless we get into that situation, reflection won't come. So that is.
We are all Brother Jeeves. You're not alone in the boat. Alek, you have any comments? Alek? Haribol?
Haribol Prabhuji. No, just no comments. Like it was really good class, and thank you for this. Haribol.
Thank you. What, Rupini? Rupini?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, just so nice, so many quotes you've taken from different places. And, sometimes I really wonder that this Bhagavatam is so amazing, how it is talking about the lady's face and the voice. And, that could be attractive to the man. But, leave apart that, like you mentioned in your class, that people are exposing themselves and, forget about the face and voice. They're enchanting other people, and then the men go crazy, and the dressing and everything is so like I mean, in fact, I feel we are so much deep into Kali Yuga, because big stores are selling these pants which are torn. One time I remember, I went to the store, my daughter was saying, can I take a pant which is torn? I said, probably you can take a pant which is torn from the ankle, but so she didn't buy then. Because she was in high school and all her friends were taking, she didn't even buy the tone from below. She bought normal, jeans or whatever sometimes one has to wear to school and colleges. So she was also like, the influence is so much there, because when you go to a cloth store to buy, like that. So Prabhuji, one time, like when we giving this class, one thought was coming to me, that talking about the fall down and sannyasis and this and that. So in the Bhagavatam it says that the woman is like fire and the men are like butter, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that analogy is given very nicely. And so now how we understand this aspect, like by fire, that means that I feel that women are more responsible for any kind of agitation or anything in a man, or is it the other way around? And how do we understand this aspect of fire and uh, fire and
See,
butter?
yeah, but see, the point is, as far as association of man and woman is concerned, is only in the householder ashram, not in brahmachari ashram, sannyas ashram. There is no question of woman cooking for a sannyas or washing his clothes. None of these services. And coming and ironing the clothes and delivering it to the sannyasi. Nowadays it's being done. I've seen it. I thought, wow, my goodness. So intimate services. But it takes, just like even Kashyapa Muni and all this personality, they were all highly controlled people. But he could not stop Diti from, she was agitated by sex desire during Sandhi time, during the time of dawn and dusk time. And he was telling her, this is not a proper time if you will wait for some time. But she was so overwhelmed by desire, Kashyapa could not do anything but to satisfy her. And then she produced two demons, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. So These things are fact of life. You cannot help it if you are alone even with your own wife, but that is at least authorized. But outside that relationship, even if you are alone with your daughter, mother, or sister, one should avoid this association, because the senses knows no discrimination. The senses, they don't see. So one has to be very careful. And you have to know, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sannyas, when he is a sannyasi, a woman would pay obeisance from a distance of who knows what, half a furlong or 100 meters, 200 meters. Nobody comes and cooks for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or something like that. Devotees would invite Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for prasadam. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his wife together, they cooked a nice feast. And because Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was there, it was not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu alone with a woman. And she cooked nice things for him, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya served him nicely, and they were happy. And the son-in-law, he was criticizing Chaitanya, what is this opulent eating this and that? And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his wife is very unhappy. He said, may our daughter become a widow. That means let him die. And then because he was criticizing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for eating such opulent feast, so he went back to his house. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went back to his room, kutir, then suddenly he got the news from Gopal Acharya. He asked, how is the son-in-law doing? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was concerned. He said he is having some disease, cholera or something. So immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up and I said, I want to see him. And he immediately went to that son-in-law and placed his hand on his chest. Said, just chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And then finally got him to chant. And then he was suffering so much. And then when he chanted, he was in ecstasy. He forgot about his problems, this and that. So later on, he told Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, because of this offense, they did not eat husband and wife for 1 week. They were fasting. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, please go and take a bath in the Ganges and come back and take your prasad, have darshan of Jagannath. And then finally he told, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, after all, you cannot take your son-in-law's statement so seriously. He's a young boy. What does he know about? So, and somehow he convinced Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his wife to take prasadam. And later on, Sarvabhauma was also amazed. Said, what is this? Now my son is always chanting, doing kirtan in home, is dancing all around the place. So like such a scene, just imagine, we can imagine a scene like that. This son-in-law was criticizing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And by the influence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's kindness and compassion, he became also a great devotee. You see? So, what was your question? I was telling the story. Rupini.
Yes, Prabhuji, I was just mentioning the Bhagavatam says about the butter and fire. So I was just wondering that.
Exactly. Therefore,
yeah.
Therefore, in the material society, one should be careful. One should not be too close to anybody. There's no question of girlfriend and things like that. If you have a girlfriend, you better get married fast. Don't go on dating. And this is all applicable in the normal society because it happens all the time. We have seen in America. Dating is not simple dating. After dating, everything happens. Therefore, one should not. Sense of touch of a man to woman. In Vedic culture, at the time of marriage, when a father offers the boy to the girl, that is the only first time they're touching each other. The sensation is so intense that touch is enough to keep them together the whole life. Nowadays, before marriage itself, they touch each other hundreds of times, and after the marriage, there is no sensation left. Then they just give up their husband. They'll find another man. This happens all the time. It's a very sacred thing, this touch. And then he takes that hand of a husband and he goes around the fire and finally gets married. He takes responsibility and then he moves forward. Then wife is an inspiration for such a husband. Who's waiting for inspiration? They're all inspired by sense gratification. Therefore, butter and fire affects. happens. That there, butter and fire happens. Not the proper way if it is done. That's why Brahminical marriage, there are 8 types of marriages, out of which Brahminical marriage is considered the best, arranged by elders and everything, with due consideration of horoscopes, this, that. And the man may not see sometimes the husband. Our Gaur Govinda Maharaj, he only saw his wife at the fire sacrifice. He doesn't even know how she looks like. In those days, there were no photographs, or it was not so far behind, long back. But he never saw his wife. There was no question. Just he accepted, this is what my parents have arranged. He got married. He produced 6 children. And 6 times only he passed semen. And 6 children he produced. Finished. He was dedicated to maintaining his family by whatever little means. He was a headmaster or something like that in a school. At the end of the month, he had to take a little loan to carry the month. And at the beginning of the month, he gets the salary and he pays the loan. And again, at the end of the month, he again asks. And finally, he got fed up of maintaining household life, this and that, and he left home. He gave the responsibility to his brother, who was maintaining this, because he also took responsibility of his brother, Gaur Govinda Maharaj. Therefore, he told him, I took care of you, you please kindly take care of them, and he left home. So there's no question of fire and butter there. He had so much determination, he could leave. Nowadays, nobody. You leave one partner, you get another partner, because you can get this fire and butter anywhere. So one has to be careful. This fire and butter effect will happen. Shastra says anything like this, it is all 100% fact. Any other questions or comments?
That verse is coming to my mind, Prabhuji, that Pumshastriya Mithuni Bhavam, I think it was said by Rishabhdev to his 100 sons.
Yes.
Pumshastriya Mithuni Bhavametam, Tavarmito Hridaya Gantyam, Ahur, Ata, Sutap, Griha Shetra, Sutap Pitar,
Exactly.
Janasyamoh, Aham Mami, Ayam Aham Mameti. So
Correct.
all these things is because of this Pumshastriya Mithuni Bhavametam. Man and woman want to unite with each other. That is the whole problem. I mean, the source of whole problem. We are bound by the material to the material world.
Exactly.
That is from
Unless a boy is trained to be a good brahmachari, only a good brahmachari can be a good husband if he is inclined towards household life. And a girl has to be also trained up like that. But if men are not trained up in controlling their mind and senses, how can they? They can. It's not so easy to control their mind and senses, and they remain as good householders. Where the center of life is Krishna. Krishna is the. Yes. Go ahead.
Nowadays, we hear something like demands from the girl side. We want a family man. Family man. There's a word called family man. Family man. Mithuni Bhavametam Tayamito. So who will be busy with keeping the senses of the wife satisfied? That is the demand, actually. Family man.
Because family man means somebody who's experienced in maintaining the family. That means somebody who's already married and divorced. They think to get an experienced man is much better than an inexperienced man who has never had family, and then there's every likelihood that he may not stick to it. They want married people.
And it may not be that family man means exist with an existing family, but that mentality is to be family oriented mentality, I think. So
exactly.
So
that is also another way to look at it. Yes, all sort of definitions nowadays. Has a good job. Not like they want to serve Krishna. Their job is more important. How will he maintain? When I got married, I mean, I was in a brahmachari ashram for a long time. When I got married, I never had an idea how will I maintain my family life. Neither ever thought about it. Well, Krishna has given me enough abilities. I can handle my life.
Yes.
I never had a job. I never took a job. I was making laddus and distributing in the, this yoga festivals and this like that. and enough to make to. Now we were nowhere to think of becoming rich by that.
Yeah. Rich means big, those rich and other things are big zeros. The
I mean, I even told my wife, I remember, I'm not marrying you to cook for me or wash my clothes because I was already doing it as a brahmachari. I'm marrying you just to assist me. That's all. And still now we are going on by Krishna's grace. It was very clear from washing clothes is what it is. For me, it's a few minutes job. And cooking, we are always cooking for deities, cooking for festivals, cooking for everywhere, cooking anyhow was our service. And now she's a fantastic cook, and I tell her what to do, different tips I give her. After I came back to India, I handed over to her kitchen to her. You take care of it. But in Germany, I was cooking breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything. And festivals, this, that. Sometimes catering programs, prasadam catering comes, opportunity comes.
Hari bol, bro, Hari
It was
bol.
not a problem for me. It was not a, no problem. बाएं हाथ का खेल बोलते हैं ना. So this is this. If you're a trained devotee, then you have such training. You get it in the temple itself. All this training, that is good enough. You can lead a Brahminical life. Otherwise, if you get a job here, there, you have to work on somebody. Then you have to do what he says. Yeah, I mean, I could not imagine. And Prabhupada never gave us salary for all our services. No retirement benefit except lifelong service. Janme Janme, Prabhu say. We never imagined. No place, comfortable place. That's just 10 brahmacharis living in the same ashram. We lived it. It is fantastic. It was very good. When I would travel, I would stay with different people, but when I'm in the temple, there was no question of anything more than what everybody gets. But that's part of brahmacharya. That training must be there. If you are fortunate to have that training, then you can handle all problems of life. Because you're dependent on Krishna. You have to appeal to Krishna. Oh, Krishna, I cannot handle this. You please take care of this. Prabhupada went to America. You think he made a program to make money in America? Nothing. Few books he took with him.
Yeah.
He was always cooking for himself, offering to Krishna. He would take prasadam, very simple meals. Yet this one ikmi cooker, 3 stages. Down the bottom one was dal cooking, and that will steam the rice, the next upper portion, and then above that will steam the vegetables. And the lid he used this as a wok, make a chunk and throw it in the vegetables, and then throw it in the dal. Finish. And then he would make a few chapatis. 45 minutes, so all the cooking is done. Prabhupada lived like that. So because, this is all important for us to, then these verses will have some impact on us. Otherwise, you have to deal with normal men and women. They have their own rules of game.
Yes, bro.
Any other questions? Shama Rasika? She's busy, looks like.
Prabhuji, one question is there. You mentioned class about that, in India, men only cook, right? And these are not cooking. So, but in USA is totally different. And in fact, last Sunday, when Mataji, she and her husband actually cook, and husband and wife are cooking. Grahastha families are cooking here, lots of them. And so she's saying that it is so much better here. At least we're getting services, to cook for the deities and the devotees. But in India, the Matajis don't get that opportunity. So I think that from that point of view, I feel it's a special mercy which Srila Prabhupada has given us here in the USA, where kitchen services, cleaning services, so much, and like you mentioned about the intermingling of men and women. But I feel that if it's husband wife or somebody who's engaged or like that, then it is okay. Otherwise, normally, what we do is when young people come, we always have the kirtan on. some class on in the kitchen. So what happens, even if the consciousness is like they're cutting vegetables, every time when Mother tell me, can you put something on the phone, like Kirtan or something? So the devotees are so intelligent that, even if, like, say, husband, like one boy and girl are talking, the moment you put on, the consciousness goes into hearing Prabhupada's lectures only.
Correct.
So you need to engage them like that. But yeah, in India, literally, when I was there for some time, I would just go there. I felt like a guest, like there was no service, just taking prasadam, hearing kirtan, hearing class, and but here I don't want to do that because there's always help needed in the kitchen because we have so much of manpower. So do you have something to reflect on that? I think both of them have a positive aspect,
Yes.
because countries are different, and although the same program is same everywhere, Mangal Aarti, but the setup is different because of the because what Srila Prabhupada has given us, right?
Exactly. But still not without problems, because I also know many cases, men and women. You see, Indian families are different. Indian husbands and wives, if they are pious, their interaction is on a different level because they are already trained. But those who are from untrained, they get into a lot of problems. Everything happens in the altar, behind the altar, so many things happen. I mean, I heard it from people who have been abused like that. But with Indian families, you see, husband and wife are cooking together, and it's a different story. There's a control there. The limitations are there. Even the husband and wife, they dress the altar, they dress the deities, they make garlands. And it's a wonderful face. It's almost like an extended home for them when they do service in the temple. That is good. But it's not so common in America. And in those days, my days, there were hardly any Indians coming to the temple anyhow. So there are some older devotees who are successful in the household life and their interaction with their husband, but many had a big problem. Because the samskar is not there. You have good samskars. But others, not everybody has such samskars. Therefore, it is protecting us. So nowadays, a lot of Indians are coming to the temple. They are bringing their culture naturally to them in the temple's atmosphere. Therefore, it's a different atmosphere than when we joined. In India, when I joined in India, it was always, quite nice. But the temples in the West, they had difficulties. But still enthusiasm is there and they are doing nice service. I mean, the movement has expanded because of them. They have done so much service in spite of all the faults and shortcomings. Just like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, just like when there is fire, there is smoke. So every fire has a smoke. So there may be some faults, a lot of faults or shortcomings, but still the movement expanded because it was under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada. You see? So that's the speciality of Prabhupada. His presence was so powerful. In spite of all the obstacles, Prabhupada took this movement to such great heights. It used their passionate energies in distributing, printing books, and he left it to Krishna. He was dependent on Krishna, how the future will take place. Now a lot of Indians are coming. That's an amazing thing to the temple. Before it was not like that. They would hardly come to the temple. Indians are only Sunday time they would come. Rest of the week they're busy with their jobs and responsibilities and other things. Where is the possibility? But those who are full-time devotees in those days, they were basically staying in the temple. And if you are fortunate, you married to a nice person and things work out. But many times it also has some problem. But what can be done? Every endeavor is covered with faults, just like smoke covers fire. But this movement is expanding. This is Prabhupada's special verse. So I'll stop at this point and we'll have a small bhajan, okay?
Thank you so
Please.
much. Just one more question. Like, I know one Ji, she like husband wife are there and she comes to our temple, but the thing is that like she wants to do DT seva, but then her kitchen is not pure in the sense that she like sometimes egg and other things are cooked also, in the house, because she's practicing. So when the kitchen is not completely pure, then from that particular household, grahastha family, the bhojan should not go to the deities, right? What do you
No.
have? Do you have something to say on this?
Well, and they have to somehow eliminate. They either stay in a separate house where there is no eggs or anything is being served. Of course, Prabhupada was in the house of the Agarwals. There was meat in the refrigerator. But Prabhupada, being a pure devotee, he was able to remain very transcendental. But he cooked his own food. He never ate food which is cooked by them. And sometimes he would accept something which is easy, like fruits or something like that. So if somebody is in such a situation, they're to either become very strong in Krishna consciousness and able to tolerate all these things, or change the situation externally. But if they leave the home, then the children may not get that special mercy of serving prasad to them. So you keep a separate refrigerator so that the eggs don't come. And I've seen it also in Laguna Beach. I was doing a program in one very wealthy Indian doctor, and it was a nice program. We had fantastic program we had. And I opened the refrigerator and suddenly I saw, uh, cut meat, small circles, which they make hamburgers or something like that. I was asking that Mataji, how come you are having meat in the kitchen, in the refrigerator? So what can I do, Prabhu? My children, they get disturbed when the children of other children in the class make fun of them. So they make little burgers with meat and take with them so that they feel normal with other children. So that's what the reply she gave. But she doesn't encourage. She in her house she is only cooking vegetarian. Children also eat vegetarian, prasadam and everything. But in the school, when the children go, parents are also helpless. They don't know how to convince the children. You have to have a little bit strong philosophical basis, and you're doing with some reason and logic, and the mercy of Guru will come automatically. So the children will also think, yes, we don't need this meat. And they should be also strong when other children say, well, we are created naturally like this, like that. All our teeth are actually like cows and horses and zebras and elephants. They don't have canine teeth. Only canine teeth animals, they eat meat. But a human being, he can go this side or that side by intelligence. If he has asuric intelligence, he'll eat meat. If he has the godly intelligence, he will take, foods offered with patram pusham phalam toyam. So it's a question of how you want to direct. You have to have some understanding of what we are doing, why we are doing, proper education in our philosophy. We are not fanatics in that sense, but one should have uncompromising points of view. At the same time, giving that space for somebody to develop. Children, especially when you put them in normal school, it's not so easy to. My son, he used to go to the school. He was in Germany. He was going to Waldorf school, and my wife would every Ekadasi she would have special cake made out of without grains. The crust was made with nuts, and she would make very good cheesecake, and she would only give that to him. Even though because they celebrate birthdays for different children, they bring their cake, but he will take his cake and eat. He was a very strong guy in that sense. And they would ask his name. He would have earrings also, because we did Jata Karma and the different samskars, we could do that. He said, what is your name? I'm Madhu Mangal Das. And I'm Madhu Mangal with ears, with earrings on my ears. I was very proud of it. And he had a little shika also. We will not completely shave him up, but whenever he's shaved up, he doesn't care. He'll go. And he would always take food cooked by his mother all the time, prasadam only. And he also understood certain things, in a way, because we are used to discussing. So he also got the point. And he doesn't get into meat eating or eggs or anything like that. So you have to have that strong culture and explaining things to the children, because it takes quite some energy to make people strong. We have to remain ourselves strong. But if we are compromising and if you have doubts, then of course it's not so easy.
Yeah, so you mentioned that if the purity is not there in the kitchen, and sometimes also the situation where a grahastha family is completely vegetarian, no doubt, but all the family members except for one Mataji, she is the one who's not eating onion garlic. Rest the whole family is eating. They're vegetarian, eating onion garlic, and even
Yeah.
in that situation also, it's very difficult to separate out the utensils and all, and unless you're strong and you keep one kadai cooker separately and then you cook in that and take the
Yeah.
bhoga for devotees. So I think in most circumstances one should avoid, unless it's that purity is there in the kitchen of no onion, garlic, no meat, of course, nothing.
Yeah.
So because
Yeah, you have to, everything, nothing will come in a big plate. You have to work at it.
yes, Prabhuji.
We'll do a little bhajan before we end the class. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai. Everybody.
Radha Ramana Hari
Govinda Jaya Jaya.
Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai.
Radha Ramana
Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya.
Jai Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai.
Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai.
Jai Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai.
Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai.
Jai Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai.
Radha Ramana
Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hari
Hare Rama,
Hari
Hare Ram, Ram.
Ram Ram Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari.
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hari
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hari
Hare.
Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari.
Sai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Jai Gaura Hari Bol,
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhu
Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada.
Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva.
Jaya
Gurudeva,
Jaya
Gurudeva,
Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva.
Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaur, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaur.
Jai Nitai,
Jaya Gaur Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur.
Jaya Radha Raman, Jaya Radha Raman, Radha Raman, Jaya Radhe.
Jai Radha Raman, Jai Radha Raman, Jai Radha Raman, Jai Radha.
Jaya Radhe.
Gaur Priyanande, Hari Hari Bol, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Gunnitai Radha Raman Giriraj Giri Govardhan ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagvatam ki jai, Sukadev Goswami ki jai, Srila Prabhupada's transcendental purports ki jai ho. All glories to somebody bodies, Hare Krishna. All glories to somebody bodies, Hare Krishna. All glories to somebody bodies, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories, Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Panchakalpataru vasa kripa sindhu vyavata. Patita Pavani
Anand Koti Jai.
Jai Ho, Prabhuji.
His Grace Ramshraddha Prabhuji.
Prabhuji ki jai.
Thank you so much.
Hari Hari Bol, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Hari Bol.
We'll see each other next time.
Sure, Prabhuji. Hari